Twice in the space of 1 month, Pastor Tunde Bakare is voicing out in very specific terms issues around the nation that constitute great concern to him. It's a regular service at the new auditorium, but with a special time dedicated to addressing the nation. He starts very unequivocally, and this is about the Nigerian youth and situations with national and subnational governments post-EndSARS protests.
Some of the actions recently taken by the government on the heels of the EndSARS protests may need to be reversed sooner rather than later in our collective best interest so that they do not trigger further protests. Among such policy actions is the freezing of the accounts of young Nigerians who reportedly sponsored the protests, to extend the olive branch to the youth in one breath, and to deprive the youth of the right to freedom of movement and property as enshrined in our Constitution in another breath. We send confusing signals to them and cast doubts in their minds regarding the sincerity of the government.
Then to the elephant in the room, social media, to be or not to be, he bears his mind.
I would like to state at this juncture that there is a 9th power block that must not be taken for granted either. It is the Nigerian youth with the power of social media. Any politician, any leader, any governor or president, any political group that takes the social media serving Nigerian youth for granted does so at his own risk or peril. This is why I strongly advise the power blocks, including the Southwest governors who are calling for stricter regulation of social media, to desist from doing so.
Not only should they be allowed the responsible use of platforms available, as national builders, Pastor Bakare says government at all levels must acknowledge that suffocating the spirit, creativity and liberty of Nigerian youth is both counterintuitive and counterproductive. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.